How are you supposed to create a life you can thrive in if you don't stop long enough to figure out what it is? Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Kira Wackett. Thanks for joining me for another video as we work to empower and equip you with the confidence and skills to write your own story so that you can live your life on purpose. Today we're going to walk through an exercise called the Future Day Fantasy to make space for you to pause, invite curiosity into your life, and envision what your most fulfilling and complete life would and can look like. I first met this exercise in my master's program. The Future Day Fantasy, which I've adapted from A Handbook for Counseling the Gifted and Talented by B. Kerr, is a guided visualization that's meant to have you journey to a specific point in the future and imagine your perfect day. No, not that one-off, amazing, once-in-a-lifetime day, but your most perfect, normal day. See, while those one-offs are important, vacations, celebrations, spontaneous adventures, it's the time between those points that make up our sense of self and dictates our overall life satisfaction. How do you engage in the interstitial time between adventures and vacations? What does a full life look like in its completeness? And what would your life look like in the day-to-day? What would you be doing? Who would you be with? Where would you be? Now, to say that this was an easy exercise would be a complete lie. Why? Because visualizations like this get caught between the tension of true wants, dreams, goals, and all the shoulds and supposed tos and the internalized dreams and beliefs of all those around you. So to sum it up, shame is a real bee and will take up as much space as possible in your present, past, and future if you let it. This is why exercises like this are even more important. When we don't create space to dream and vision, shame can sit back silently, writing the story and dictating our every move. So make space to move through this with curiosity and openness as best as possible. Remind yourself that you may not be able to see past your shame the first time through, and that's okay. Now, one thing I will note about this exercise is that when we allow ourselves to be entirely free and open to the process, we may see something that can feel overwhelming or alarming. I've had people who don't see their spouses in the future. I've had some people walk through this and realize that they don't actually want kids or don't see themselves in the career that they've put everything up until now into at present. Be mindful that what you see is just an invitation. Nothing about it is certain unless you put the work in to make it so. You might also surprise yourself to see how it evolves over time. I repeat this exercise every few years and have found that some things deepen or remain the same, while new items are added or removed from my vision. As this has become more of a visualization practice, I allow for more flexibility, while also finding greater consistency in my values and intentions. Painful truths and overwhelming possibilities still present themselves, and it feels more normalized as I've created a routine. So with that, let's get started. So first, we're going to move through the entirety of the visualization. From there, I'll walk you through a series of reflection questions to dive deeper into the processing phase of this work. I'll also include a link below the video to access the visualization script and all reflection questions for free so you can come back to this on your own over time. You'll also hear that in this visualization, we'll anchor our thoughts 5 years into the future. If you're doing this on your own in the future, you can choose a different time point, though I do typically recommend that you don't do any less than 6 months from now. So to get started, I want you to find a comfortable spot to sit or lie down. Turn off all distractions so nothing pings, chirps, or vibrates and pulls you from this process. Once you find yourself there, I invite you to take 3 deep belly breaths. Allow the oxygen to fill your lungs, make your belly rise up and fill itself, and then slowly release. Now soften your gaze, and if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and relax. As you continue to breathe in and out slowly and allow your whole body to go limp, I want you to imagine all your strength leaving you Now imagine you're slowly getting into bed to go to sleep. You're relaxed and calm. Suddenly you're surrounded by a soft, glowing light. A light that takes you 5 years into your future. You see each of the days, months, and years flash quickly before your eyes as it takes you to your destination. And suddenly, you stop. You arrive to your future day. It's a weekday, and it's the most perfect day. As you slowly wake up, take a look around you. What thoughts fill your head? What do you feel in your body? Do you get out of bed right away? Or do you lounge for a few minutes? And when you get out of bed, what do you see? Now look outside. What's the season, climate? Where are you? Where do you live? On this perfect day, is there someone there with you? Or is this perfect day one in which you wake up on your own? Are there sounds of others, or do you hear the sounds of solitude? What time is it? Now you go about your morning routine. What does that look like? Are you on a time crunch, or can you move slowly? You're getting dressed now. What are you wearing? How do you feel in your body as you put your outfit on? Now take a moment and enjoy that strong, healthy, perfect self. You look at yourself and feel at peace. You finish going about your morning routine and prepare for the rest of your day. Where are you going today? Where does your perfect day take place? How will you get there? And what do you pass on the way? Does it take long? Imagine that you've arrived at that place where you spend your day. Where are you? Are there buildings? What kind? Do you go inside, or perhaps you stay outside? Are there people around, animals, plants, books, technology, art? What's the first thing you do? And what do you do next? How will you spend the rest of the morning? It's noon now, and you're hungry. What do you do for lunch? What is your favorite lunch? After lunch, how will you spend your afternoon? Will it look similar to the morning, or will your day change? You notice that the time flies by because you're doing what you love the most. You feel challenged, excited, and happy. What's your favorite part of the work that you're doing? Now you see that it's time for the day to end. How do you transition from work to relaxation, rest, or recreation? Imagine now that it's almost evening in your home. Walk around the place where you live and look at it. What's it like? Walk inside. What's your favorite room? What colors do you see? How do you feel in your body as you move through this space? Is there anyone there? What do you do after you get home for the day? What else do you do for self-care? Soon it's time for dinner. What will you have? Will you eat alone or with others? After dinner, on this most beautiful evening, how will you spend the rest of your time? Rest, other activities? What thoughts are you holding on to from your day? How do you feel as you near the end of this evening? It's getting late and you're wonderfully tired. Go to a window or doorway and look outside. What does the sky look like? What do you notice in your body as you pause and take a deep breath? As you look up at the stars, think about this perfect day. What was it about this day that was so right? How did you feel about yourself, about your future? Were there people that had a particular impact? What thoughts permeated throughout your day? And how did this impact how you felt about yourself and your life? Take the time to honor yourself and show gratitude for others as you move through your evening routine and get ready for sleep. Now you're ready for bed. Slip into the comfiest and coziest bed. As you fall asleep, you're again surrounded by the warm, glowing light that gently brings you back, moment by moment, flash by flash, day by day, to this moment. Imagine the room that you're in. Think about where you were before we began this exercise and ground yourself back into this place and space. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. If you find yourself having a hard time re-anchoring to the present or being rooted to this video and my voice, go ahead and pause and give yourself a little more time to come back into this moment. You may even want to pause the video and just take time to feel what came up for you, or take some time to reflect on your own before you finish this video and go through the prompts that I have. Do whatever works best for you. And once you feel ready, come on back and we can walk through some reflections together. Now, as you get settled back into the present, give yourself space to hold all you felt and saw. Again, good, bad, or neutral, sometimes this visualization can be a lot. To help you make space to work through it, I want you to consider the following questions. What came up for you? What did you see? Were there places or parts that you felt hesitant to go towards? Did you feel anything? Did anything surprise you? How are your values reflected in your future life? How did you feel about your future self? Was self-care a more active part of your day or of your routine? Perhaps you noticed less judgment or shame. Maybe you invested time in activities that were a part of self-care. What were the biggest discrepancies between your current life and self and your future? And what would you have to let go of to live out that perfect day? What do you think is holding you back from doing it? Where are you noticing residual shame showing up? Reflect on the visuals that you saw and in the thoughts and feelings experienced throughout this exercise, and give yourself space to hold those moments. Does anything else come up for you or that you want to expand on? Now, before we close today, I want to make space to celebrate your making time for yourself to do this work. Remember, you may not have gotten where you wanted or needed this first time. It takes a lot of self-trust and vulnerability to allow yourself to explore dreams freely. Keep coming back. Revisit this repeatedly and use it as a benchmark to learn more about yourself and your needs. Now, as you all know, writing things down and sharing them out loud is one of the best ways that we can increase our buy-in and reinforce the work that we're doing. So leave a comment below with something that you're sitting with or were surprised by. Are there places that you're getting stuck and need more support? And what are your next steps that you're going to take to shift your present to align with this future self? How can I be a support in the process? Be sure to check out the video notes to get the handout I made to go along with this exercise, along with a few other activities and resources that you can do to go deeper on concepts like this. And if you like what you're hearing, be sure to subscribe to save yourself the time and energy to check back for content and get an alert whenever there's new awesomeness to check out. And if you want to stay in the know on all the happenings of Adversity Rising, plus get access to exclusive content that I don't share anywhere else, sign up for my email list. I put the link in the show notes as well. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm so excited for all of you to dive deeper into the process of self-exploration. And remember, you have the right to author your own story. So let's get that pen back. See you next time.